Hello, I'm Maciej Mikos and you're watching World News live from Warsaw. Two Ukrainians working with Russian intelligence services are responsible for last weekend's railway sabotage, says Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk.
A little over 70 hours have passed. The individuals identified are two Ukrainian citizens who have been working with Russian intelligence for a long time. This is the conclusion reached by our security services and the prosecutor's office, and the result of cooperation with our allies. Their identities have been established at the express request of the prosecutor's office. The head of the Internal Security Agency and the Interior Minister, after receiving recommendations from the Terrorist Threat Assessment Team, jointly requested that I raise the public security alert level to level Charlie in connection with potential terrorist threats. This level will apply to specific railway lines. The rest of the country will remain at level Bravo, one step down. Today, I will issue an appropriate decree on this matter. I also asked the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to take immediate diplomatic action to have the suspected terrorists extradited to Poland, both to the Belarusian authorities and to the Russian authorities. In total, when it comes to acts of sabotage, we have detained 55 people in Poland so far, including 23 who have been arrested. 28 people were deported to the front if they were Ukrainians recruited by the Russians. Recently, we also detained 8 people for attempting to identify critical facilities. In all cases, we are dealing with collaboration with foreign intelligence services, and in all these cases, we identify Russian agencies as the ones ordering these tasks.
A National Security Committee meeting on the acts of sabotage is supposed to be taking place as we speak. Ukraine has just received its first delivery of American LNG via Lithuania's Klaipeda import terminal. This is what is anticipated to be one of several deliveries that will boost energy security for Ukraine throughout this coming winter.
Battered by Russian attacks and struggling to keep its citizens warm, Ukraine needs to source natural gas from abroad.
This winter, for sure, will be the most difficult. We do need to import more additional volume of imported gas. American LNG.
The country just received its first shipment of American LNG sent to a terminal in the Lithuanian port of Klaipeda. It's one of the many routes Kyiv can use to supply its citizens with natural gas. Ukraine already imports gas from Poland, Hungary and Slovakia. On Sunday, the country signed a contract with Greece.
Our agreements with Greece today are an important part of the large energy package that we've prepared for this winter to provide Ukraine with gas.
This winter, Kyiv will have to shell out around $1 billion extra to import the fuel from abroad. Before the war, Ukraine produced 20 billion cubic meters of gas, but recent attacks have knocked out a lot of domestic extraction.
Ukraine has relied heavily on gas extracted from its own production sources. Before the war, they covered about 70 to 80% of the country's demand for natural gas. Now, that domestic production is severely hindered.
Before November, Kyiv managed to store around 12 billion cubic meters of the fuel. But additional supplies are needed to get the country through the winter, hence the new import contracts.
Polish energy giant Orlen has signed an agreement to purchase shares in 2 natural gas deposits in the North Sea. The deal, signed between Orlen Upstream Norway and Norwegian oil and gas operator DNO, includes a 7.6% stake in the Albuskiel and Ekofisk West deposits. Natural gas is reported to be the main resource at the two sites, with estimated reserves of 1 billion cubic meters. Under the current agreement, Orlen expects to begin drilling in 2028 and 2029. However, this remains contingent on the other stakeholders choosing not to exercise their preemption rights. Orlen also holds a third deposit, Tommeliten-Gamma, and said it will begin extraction operations at the same time, creating operational and financial synergy between the 3 projects. A company relatively unknown outside the web hosting community suddenly became a lot more infamous on Tuesday morning, as its servers experienced technical problems taking some of the world's most popular websites offline.
Many of the world's top websites failed to load as normal on Tuesday morning as Cloudflare, one of the world's largest web infrastructure providers, experienced a failure in its cloud services. Many digital platforms such as X, Instagram, and OpenAI failed to load and instead showed error messages originating from Cloudflare itself. Popular Polish sites were not immune, with major news providers like Rzeczpospolita and Bankier.pl were immediately redirected to a Cloudflare error page. The company has since confirmed that the issue has now been resolved. Errors like these have occurred before. Just a month ago, another industry leader, Amazon Web Services, experienced a similar outage which had taken down platforms like Perplexity, Robinhood, and Snapchat.
November 18th is Latvia's Independence Day. The date marks the anniversary of the proclamation of independence by the People's Council of Latvia in 1918.
The holiday is also known as the Proclamation Day of the Republic of Latvia. Celebratory events are held all over the country to mark the holiday, from military parades to concerts and fireworks displays. The largest parade takes place in the country's capital, Riga, and it gathers thousands of people every year. A more modern tradition features Latvians singing their national anthem at exactly 9 p.m. EET, wherever they are in the world.
Denmark is holding local elections today, and the ruling Social Democrats could lose in the capital Copenhagen for the first time in history.
Danish voters are electing their representatives in 98 municipalities in 5 regions across the country. But it's the race in Copenhagen that's drawing the most attention from the press. The center-left Social Democrats have ruled the capital for over 100 years. Now, according to opinion polls, they might suffer an unprecedented defeat. Social Democrat candidate Pernille Rosenkrantz-Theil is a personal friend of Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen, and the struggles of her campaign are thought to be caused by growing dissatisfaction with the Prime Minister.
The UK will allocate some £170 million to protect sensitive data ahead of the British counterintelligence service MI5 has also warned the country's lawmakers of Chinese spies trying to infiltrate democratic institutions.
Our intelligence agencies have warned that China is attempting to recruit and cultivate individuals with access to sensitive information about Parliament and the UK government. MI5 have stated that this activity is being carried out by a group of Chinese intelligence officers, often masked through the use of cover companies or external headhunters. Let me speak plainly. This activity involves a covert and calculated attempt by a foreign power to interfere with our sovereign affairs in favour of its own interests. And this government will not tolerate it. And today, I'm setting out a comprehensive package of measures we are taking to disrupt and deter the threats posed by China, as well as by wider state actors. Supported by ministers from across government and coordinated by myself, we are launching a counter-political interference and espionage action plan.
And that would be all for now. Thank you for watching News in Depth with Ashim Kumar, and Stuart Dowell is coming up next.